And now on to the actual battle. The Battle of Five Armies was fought on the 23rd of November, 3rd Age, 2941. This is a speculative date, so it's about 60 years before Bilbo left the Shire a second time during the events of Lord of the Rings, and about almost 80 years before Gandalf tells Frodo about the nature of the One Ring. The initial combatants of the Battle of Five Armies were the Dwarves of the Iron Hills, commanded by Dane Ironfoot, the Elves of the Woodland Realm, commanded by Thranduil, and the survivors of the Lake Town Massacre, commanded by Bard the Bowman. All told, they probably numbered about 2,000, or perhaps just over. And on the side of the Goblins, Orcs, and Wargs, well, of course, you had the Goblins, Orcs, and Wargs of the Misty Mountains of Gundabad, who were all there to avenge various slights that their tribes had suffered over the years or during the course of the Hobbit narrative, as well as the Bats, who were just there just to eat people, essentially. The elves, dwarves, and men would later be joined by an army of eagles from the Misty Mountains, led by the Great Eagle, who owed Gandalf a favor or two, and was just generally happy to mess with the goblins' plans, as well as Beorn himself, who had quite the grudge against the goblins as they had driven him from his home in, I believe, the hills surrounding the Misty Mountains. And if you look here, you can see the order of battle, with Dane and the Lakemen on the eastern spur, as well as the elves guarding their king Thranduil and his personal bodyguard on the western spur. And if you look directly in the center here, across the gorge in front of Erebor, you can see a splinter force that they use to draw the goblin forces into a pincer attack. Unfortunately for them, the orcs and goblins were far too numerous and eventually managed to overrun the spurs, which you can see here. You can see the goblins both on the eastern spur and on the western spur, as they had managed to scale around the mountain. I'm not entirely sure how they did that, but that's a thing that happened. Now, with this sudden attack on their flanks that the allies were absolutely not expecting, they began to be driven back and surrounded by the goblins. It's around this time that Thorin himself charges out of the Misty Mountains into the ranks of the massed ranks of the goblins and orcs and their allies, and elves and men rally around him and push forward. Unfortunately, their assault is blunted by the iron bodyguard of Bolg, who would give them absolutely no ground. And Thorin was driven back with great loss, and unfortunately, I believe it was Fili and Kili died defending Thorin in this ill-fated assault into the heart of the goblin army. And of course, just in the nick of time, the eagles show up and drive the goblins shrieking off of the spurs, destroying their flanking movement and freeing up the allies to push back against the orcish armies. And finally, in the final hours of the battle, Beorn himself shows up. He saves Thorin from being completely butchered by the orcs and the goblins, drags him out of the battle, gets super pissed, turns around, comes back, avenges the loss of his fallen friend by scattering the bodyguard of Bolg and pulling down Bolg himself and crushing him to death. With the death of their leader, the leaderless goblin armies shattered. They fell apart, and they were, I believe, driven into the river, and some of them fled into the forests. Unfortunately, nothing good happens to orcs and goblins who go into the forest in Lord of the Rings. It's just a bad idea. So, I believe it was 3 parts. 3 parts is what is said in the book. I'm assuming this means 3/4 of the goblin armies of the north were defeated this day. And this had some serious implications later in the War of the Ring for a couple of reasons. One, Smaug was destroyed. He was no longer a player in the balance of power in Middle-earth. He was completely gone. And second, that Sauron's forces no longer had any local superiority in the north. If these armies had remained intact, they could have been used to devastating effect against not just the men and dwarves of Erebor and Dale, but also against Thranduil's kingdom, which managed to repel the assaults sent by Sauron during the War of the Ring. However, with these extra forces, who knows what could have happened. And then at that point, Lorien would have just been surrounded in a sea of foes. There would be nothing to save them. Now, we know from the books that Lorien was probably not going to be conquered simply by the strength of Sauron's armies alone. It's explicitly stated in the books that Sauron himself would have had to come to Lorien himself to throw down the Lady of the Golden Wood and her armies. However, they would have been completely and utterly locked in what would essentially be a bloodless siege, similar to what happened to the dwarves in Erebor. They would have been cut off from outside help, from supplies. It would have been only a matter of time before the north was completely under Sauron's control. and also the Battle of Dol Guldur, which I don't know if we've done on the channel yet, but I would like to do that in some detail later. That would have been, the outcome of that would have been completely different. But the destruction of Dol Guldur, in some ways, was not, I don't want to say assured, but it was definitely made possible by this great victory of the forces of good, I guess, if you like, in the north over the goblins who attacked the Lonely Mountain. So that's it for the history. Now we're going to get to the actual battle itself. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you on the battlefield. What is up, guys, and welcome to the battle. It's going to get a little choppy in here. It is quite a large battle. We've got Dale engaging the one of the tendrils of the forces of the goblins of the Misty Mountains. This might be... No, this is actually Gundabad. They're locked in a fight here against Gundabad. You can see a lot of the wolves. Oh, all over the place. Looks like Dale's already starting to break. Yeah, Dale swordsman fighting to the death. A healthy unit of 40. That is not good. Not good at all. And apparently their defeat is certain against this massive wolves that they're fighting here. We're going to be doing a live commentary battle. I'm going to be playing this game, but I'm also going to be interspersing the clips with a little bit of stuff from a replay as well, so we can get some good cinematic shots here while I actually try and fight against our enemies, so that I can be effective and actually put on put up a good showing while still showing you guys some of those really cool cinematic shots that I know you like to see. So Dale is rushing up more reinforcements here. This is their vanguard of swordsmen. These must be the skirmishers that they use to try and draw the Orcish armies into a trap. And they're trying to reinforce them with... those look like barding archers. That's where Bard is. They've got another unit of Dale swordsmen. We've got a few units of longbowmen. They actually have quite a few longbowmen. I think I have about 3 or 4 units. And they've also got a couple units of barding herd and a swordsman, or a sword master's unit that's hidden in there somewhere. We've got the Dwarves coming through this mountain pass here, coming to reinforce Dale, but unfortunately they're probably not going to get there in time to really make a difference in the battle against Dale. Or the battle to save Dale, rather. And I'm just trying to form up my army here. Let's take a quick look. I think I've got 4 units of these woodland spearmen, which they're not bad. They're kind of throwaway units, but they make for a good front line. Got a couple units of woodland rangers. We've got Sindar archers. We've got 2 units of Wardens of Aranor, which are like light swordsmen. We've got 3 units of Woodland Archers, and 3 units of these heavier Aranor Guard swordsmen, who are very powerful. There's not too many of them in relation to the Goblin units. I think the Goblin units have about 200, they have about 73, so it works out. And the Dwarves have, I think, 2 units of Madoc Iron Warriors, 3 units of Dragon Slayers, 2 units of Axemen of Erebor, a couple units of Dwarven Nobles, each representing one of the Dwarven generals mentioned in the history. There's a gold chevron one, which I think is these ones right here, representing Thorin Company, and there is the bodyguard of Dane Ironfoot, which are silver chevroned. And that's about the entirety of their army. So the goblin armies are just your standard kind of goblin fare. Lots of spearmen, lots of swordsmen, lots of halberds and things like that. They've also got a couple units of trolls, each one of them, and large amounts of wolves. Ah, yes, there's the Dale Swordmasters. Unfortunately, they're getting the business from these snow trolls, so it's not going to go well for them. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. Now we've got our army all set up. We can actually start moving against the goblin flank here. We've got a unit of their wolves. They're just getting shot up. They're gonna be gone. They don't even pose a threat at this point. They can't charge our lines without routing. We've got a pretty long battle line. I want to try and get up here so we don't have to fight uphill against the goblins, who outnumber us quite a lot. In the back here, yeah, you can see the goblins of the Misty Mountains coming in. Oh no, this is Gundabad again. This is usually where the goblins of the Misty Mountains deploy. A lot of archers, there's some goblins, some bodyguards, a lot of axes, just a huge line of infantry, and they're coming to reinforce their friends who are over hiding behind here. Oh, there's quite a lot of lag, but it is a very large battle. We got a unit of mountain trolls here, along with some more wargs. I think this is the goblins of the Misty Mountain army. Yeah, this is where all of their heavy infantry is. And some of the lighter goblin soldiers, just a regular goblin rabble. Oh goodness, you can just see them. They just go on forever. So we are quite outnumbered. Unit size pretty well reflects the scale of the battle. I think the dwarves have about 500 or so. The elves have a little over 1,000, and men of Dale probably have a little more than what they usually have, but otherwise they're just too small to really make a difference. Well, I can see these goblin, massive pool of goblin archers here, just giving these barding herd the business while the snow trolls charge in. Although these are quite wounded at this point. I think the barding herd might be more than capable of taking these trolls down. Oh yeah, you just saw them take down one of those snow trolls. They're not going to last very long. Oh, it's just slaughter. Just slaughter. And Dale is being pushed back. Looks like the barding herd here has broken the goblin lines, though. Apparently victory is certain. These guys are probably getting pretty tired. Oh, no. Apparently they're not. They're just outnumbered. Just horrendously outnumbered. And this is where Dale's massive longbowmen are. It looks like the dwarves are going to get there pretty quickly. Let's go check out our army, see how we're doing. We are actually going to try and intercept these goblins here. We're going to put ourselves in a good defensive position here, so that they can only really come around this one flank on us. We're going to use the mountain to guard our right, so that they won't be able to overwhelm us, because they do outnumber us, as you can see. Yeah, they're just everywhere. I don't know what this black river is. It's just a weird glitch. If you look behind us too, you can see the mountain, lonely mountain off in the distance. And whoops, it's actually got a massive hole in it. I don't know if you can see that from here. Oh yeah, there it is. Now you can kind of see. Yeah, you can see right through the other side. It's a little weird. Don't know how to fix this though. So we're gonna direct our fire into. Let's use these guys. They have a longer range. I'm going to direct our fire into this massive orc marauders and wolves that are coming up here, because they're in a pretty vulnerable position. They're probably going to try and ignore us and skirt around us and get to this point over here. If they do that, we're going to swing around here and catch them in a pincer movement. We're going to use our right here to draw them all in, and then we're going to envelop them with our left flank and all of our reserves and things like that. So I do have something resembling a strategy. It's just we've got to inflict enough casualties that it's worth it to come and attack us.
The enemy general.
These guys might be a little too far back. They look quite cool, as you can see. Proper wood elven soldiers, well suited for fighting in the woods. Not so much for mountain valleys. I'm sure we'll do fine though, because these guys are just clumped up. Just watch this, just brutal. Oh, what's happened? Oh, I think that was the Dayless General. Oh no, Bard has fallen. Yeah, that is not good. That's probably going to put the final nail in Dale's coffin. They were getting overrun before, and there's just so many goblin reinforcements. It's just going to be such a struggle. If we can get them to use up all their trolls, and just look at that, just devastation down here. Yeah, quite a lot of dead goblins, but also very many men of Dale have fallen here. Looks like No, that's the Barding Herd. The Dwarves haven't quite arrived yet, but this unit of Barding Herd is just totally isolated. It looks like they're... Oh yeah, their longbowmen are not going to last very long. They've got trolls in the rear, orcs in the front. I think these guys are probably already routing. Nope. But, over here, looks like we have the Dwarves. The Dwarves have finally arrived, and they're here to take on the... Oh no, they're Iron Crossbowmen! Oh, you fools! Yeah, unfortunately their Iron Crossbowmen here got tangled in the melee. That's not good. I got another unit here, but they don't really seem to be doing too much. I don't know. They're not quite sure what they want to do yet. Whoa, that took a long time. How are we doing over here? Yeah, we're making them pay. And looks like we've caught their attention. Number of goblin trackers there. Should turn a couple of our units' eyes towards them because they'll be a problem after a while. Just the sustained fire is enough to bring down even elven soldiers. Looks like they're moving another unit of goblin trackers up here too. I think they've got 2 or 3 units. I'm not sure. They have enough to be a nuisance. Oh, just look at this killing zone over here, though. There's so many of them just going down in droves. Yeah, they're still trying to ignore us, but I feel like we're making ourselves enough of a nuisance. We're making our presence felt. Okay. So now it's time to... Oh, no. That must be Dale. So we're going to move our front lines forward. Whoops. That wasn't supposed to happen. Except for you. What are you doing here? Get out. There we go. This is what we wanted. Wow, formations are being weird here. Okay. Oh, looks like they're finally coming towards us, so it doesn't really matter. I think we've caught their attention. Yeah, we've probably done enough. Oh, I can just hear the wolves going down. They don't like it. They don't like getting shot with those arrows. I can't say I blame them. You can just see us pouring fire into them. But we are starting to run low on arrows, which is not good. We got some orc bodyguards there. This could be Bolg. Oh, it's the Orcs of Gundabad. It could be Bolg himself over there. We're going to turn our attention onto that bodyguard. Yeah, take some of these orc fellers. Once these guys start to die, it'll be a little less choppy. But yeah, that's about where that battle is sitting right now. It's pretty indecisive. The Orcs of Gundabad haven't just really decided to commit against us yet. I think this is some of their force that they managed to squeak by us. Although it looks like maybe the Orcs of the Misty Mountains are coming to reinforce them. Yeah, it looks like they're sending some of their heavy infantry and their light infantry back. So we might have to stave off a couple armies at once. And you can just see that Dale has been swept off the field. They just ran right through them. There's lots of dead Dalish soldiers there. Lots of orcs too, but they can afford the losses. Dale and the allies can't. So they're all good. Yep, looks like the Dwarven Vanguard here is getting overwhelmed. A couple of units of crossbowmen probably gone right there, unless that's their crossbows running away. Yeah, at least one unit of crossbowmen got taken down, so that's like the entirety of the Dwarves' ranged power rests on the shoulders of this one unit of Iron Crossbowmen. They've got a defensive position in here. It looks like they can't really quite decide what they want to do. Oh yeah, they also have a unit of Guards of Khazad-dûm, which I threw in there just because why not? They're really cool. Yeah, they can't seem to decide what they want to do. Looks like maybe they're coming to help us out. I'm not sure that's the greatest plan. I feel like they could really hold on. Oh, looks like battle's been joined here. Oh yeah, it looks like the orcs are, rather the wargs are the vanguard, and they're coming in. That's all right. Looks like our lines here are starting to get broken up a little bit. Come on, guys, get back into formation. Oh yeah, they're coming for us. They're not happy. They're not happy about all the damage we've been doing to them. Hey, what are you guys doing? Hey, who told you could be out there? I know I sure didn't. We really should be conserving some of our arrows here, but we just need to We need to break this army as quickly as we can, because I've got confidence in our infantry being able to sweep the field. Plus, I mean, orcs are orcs. We just need to kill them as quickly as we can. I want to say these trackers here might be making a mistake and getting a little too close into melee. Oh no. They might have some reinforcements here. Some wolves that I didn't see before charging forward towards our lines. Counter-charging our counter-charge by our heavy swordsmen. Yeah, look at this. Battle is just raging here. More orc reinforcements are coming in. They're kind of they're kind of biting into the flank of our spearman unit there. As they pour in like this, we're going to let them do that, and then we're going to throw our units here in against them, and just we're just going to envelop them, because it looks like they've committed. That was probably the last of their infantry reserves. That last mighty charge against their hated enemies, the elves. We're going to make them pay for that. Looks like we're going to catch that goblin tracker unit in there as well. Got a couple of units. Yeah, they're not going to like that. They might just end up routing. And we still have reserves. We still have swordsmen in reserve. So this isn't even everything that we can bring to bear. And it looks like these wolves probably don't like being caught in between two units, one of whom is spearmen. They are technically cavalry, so they're quite weak against spears. And I believe the two-handed swordsmen are also very good against cavalry. But it looks like we're taking some casualties over here. Like, I can't decide if that's just our archers shooting our own men, so we're going to turn that off for now. Yeah, we're going to save the ammunition of these guys. It just seems like a good idea to me. Yeah, these goblin trackers don't seem to know what they're doing. Looks like Bolg himself is sitting over here. You know what? He's turned around. This is a pretty prime target. This is a priority target if I ever saw one, so that's worth our arrows. What do we got here? Looks like these are our rangers. Our rangers are ready to reinforce our front lines. I don't know if we're going to need it. Looks like victory is certain for our frontline troops. I mean, they do just have a bunch of crappy goblin units against our massive line of swordsmen. And let's go take a look at what our friends over here are doing. It looks like some of these, yeah, that must be the goblin infantry that was coming to reinforce them. Looks like they've got a couple of units of the heavier infantry coming back as well. So it looks like our fight's not quite done yet, even though we do have the advantage. I wonder what these guys are doing. Looks like they've sent a small force over there to hunt down the remnants of Dale, but mostly they're just swarming into this valley against the dwarves, who have given up this position entirely. So we might... I think that's their iron crossbowmen. Yeah, that's the end of their crossbows. That they have nothing left. No ranged units left in any case. So it looks like unless the dwarves can pull something off here, our AI friends here are not terribly smart. But we may just end up fighting two armies on two different fronts, depending on how quickly they can move their troops over here. It looks like we've had a breakthrough. Oh, I didn't even see it. Well, looks like some of these units got dragged into this combat here, so they're starting to take some losses. It's not good. It's time that we end this, I think. So I'm going to send this unit of Aranor guardsmen here into Bolg and his bodyguard, and we are going to swarm them with our units here. Looks like a couple units. That's a unit of dwarves right there. They just ran right by. They just charged right at these goblin infantry. They had something against them. I don't know what it was. But, yeah, I don't think those goblin infantry have a chance in hell against these heavily armored Maddock warriors, because they're quite good, although they are a little bit tired, so it could be a more even match than what I'm expecting it to be. What do we got here? Orc bodyguards. Yeah, this is Bolg's unit. We're going to take them down. Unfortunately, I left all my arrows on, so... yeah, now we're almost entirely out of arrows. Let's try and... oh no, looks like some of these guys have reformed here, so this unit is actually in trouble. It's going to need some friends to help it out here. Let's move this spearman unit up in support. These guys actually, I don't think they fired a single arrow this entire game, so I'm not terribly worried about them. They seem to be just kind of bugged, to be perfectly honest. Oh, and just like the crest of this hill, there's just a lot of dead orcs here. Oh no. Looks like this unit here is going to get a downhill charge against the spearman unit unless we can get up the hill quickly. Yeah, we're going to throw them right into battle against these orc fellers. Charge! For the woodland realm! And there they go. Looks like these guys aren't going to get a charge at all, and they're going to instead receive a charge from our spearmen. Which, that works out in our favor, I think. We got a unit of goblin band here. It's starting to get a little less choppy. Maybe it's just me. Probably just me. I can't see Bolg in there. I don't know where he is. Oh, there he is. Oh no, he's just running away. Bolg is running away. You know, that's almost as good as killing him. I don't think they're going to turn around and come back. So I'm going to do what the dwarves should be doing. And take my units back around this way. Whoop. We won't do that. Not just yet. Let's see how this combat is doing up here. Yeah, they're still in battle against these orc fellers. So I'm gonna take a unit of these Aranor guardsmen, and we're gonna go up and around here. It looks like we're about to get outflanked. Oh no! But we're gonna outflank the outflankers. We're gonna send these guys running over the hill into these orc fellers who have returned from routing. We're gonna put an end to that army once and for all. And in the meantime, we're going to move the remnants of our army over this way. Form a front line right here. We can greet the goblins as they come out of here, because I don't know if we're going to be able to get over here in time to really make a difference in this fight over here. And they've got 3 units, I think, here, so they can. The dwarves are going to hold for a while, but this is just a horde. So look at this. This is like Orcs of Gundabad and Orcs of the Misty Mountains combining their might together into one big push. So this is actually largely what's left of the goblin army. Oh, beautiful. I don't know who that was, but that was the dwarves right there. That was Dane and his men taking down one of the Orcish generals. Azog has fled the field, or possibly been killed. Oh no, what's going on here? Well, it looks like those heavy goblin infantry decided they were going to join the fray, which means these guys are going to need some reinforcements. So we're going to have to, we're going to have to adapt to this right here, because they've got some trolls in there as well. So there are some dragon slayers. There is a fair amount of them in there, but beating a unit of trolls and all of this goblin infantry is a lot to ask, I think. So it looks like, yeah, they've been beaten. So we're gonna take these 3 units. We're gonna build our front line right here. Whoop. These guys are just going to have to hold the line against the goblin horde for as long as they can. Oh, the dwarves. They're just surrounded. They're just not having a good time of it. Well, that's alright. We've got reinforcements on the way. We're going to form up right here. Right here. Run! Fly, you fools! Oh, looks like they're going to clip into there. That's okay. It's these guys that we really want to charge anyway, so we're going to rear charge off here with our heavy swordsmen, and that is going to make a difference. So we're actually going to keep moving up here. I think if we can... I'm not sure if they've managed to completely overrun the dwarves' position yet, but this bit up here on the hill, that's a strong position. It would be nice if we could occupy that. It's definitely going to be a fight here in between these low hills, these low valleys. Here it comes. Rear charge. Looks like we might just be able to break this whole block right here, because they're going to be surrounded on 3 sides. They're not going to enjoy this. But it looks like the dwarves are trying to get out of there, so it's going to come down to the valor of our elven soldiers just winning this battle. We have a good chance to just cause a chain rout here, and it looks like we just did. Yeah, that light goblin band is peeling off, and these guys are probably going to follow them, leaving just the trolls to fight this this section of our army. It's time that we move our swordsman reserves forward. Oh yes, it is. Looks like this is a route right here. Oh, that's a beautiful route. So we're gonna move. We're gonna chase them down with our swordsmen, but we're gonna move these guys forward. This is a massive, massive rout. I don't know what's happening here. You know, it must be the loss of their generals. They just don't like it, and then a chain rout just starts. And they've got us in present on just about all of their flanks too, so they're just trying to get away. So we're actually going to throw these guys in there too. Looks like another one. That's the last enemy general. It looks like this could be the end right here. Yeah, we're just going to throw our troops in there and kill as many of them as we can. Just cause panic inside the goblin lines. We're going to flank around with this unit here, see if we can't... I think there are still some troops here that are standing against the dwarven heavy infantry. Yeah, there's a big clump, but this is a lot of troops that they're losing right here. And we've still got more reserves coming up, so we're actually in pretty good shape. I mean, this is a fairly uneven fight against the goblins. We were in a good position, and they just took damage and couldn't penetrate our lines. Then we managed to outflank them over here. Looks like these guys are chasing down. No, they're chasing down somebody. And these are heavy goblin halberds too. And we're really strung out. Like, we're out of position there. These guys could probably use some help, but I think they're all stuck in against these trolls. Yeah, we're just gonna have to let that play out for now. There's nothing we can really do for them. But it looks like over here, like, we've just smashed the goblins. And looks like it's their rout is starting to bleed into these troops here that were previously standing pretty firm against us. So we're actually going to charge these rangers in there because they're pretty effective in melee. They're lightly armored, but they can do a lot of damage, especially on the charge like this. And they're only fighting archers, so now's the time. Yeah, throw them into battle against those heavy goblin archers who don't really have a better time of it in melee than these guys do. Bam! Get in there. Get stuck in. Yeah, it looks like that's going to be it. Looks like it's the rout is starting to happen inside the ranks of these goblin archers as well. Looks like our reserves have arrived as well, so we're going to move them around here to support the flanking maneuver by those elven rangers. Let's take a look at these guys. They're dying. It doesn't look like they're going to come out of this. Yeah, defeat is almost certain. They need some help. That's a fresh unit. And help is on the way. Looks like we've got a unit of wolves there that are also routing.
Our men have captured the enemy general abandons his...
Oh no. Just a brutal melee over there. So we're going to move our spearmen right here. We're going to move them in as quickly as we can. Let's go see what's going on over here. Looks like they've been totally destroyed. Looks like no, these are just routers as well. So I think the last actually like unit of goblins that are still standing firm is over there in the little skirmish behind this mountain right here. Yeah, but they're just in full retreat. Just total destruction. Oh, they do have a unit of trolls that they're trudging in here, and possibly some. Are they still fighting Dale? Let's go find out what happened to Dale. I'm curious. So this is what happened to Dale. Bad things. Bad things. They did put up a valiant fight. But yeah, this is just total slaughter. You can just see dead goblins everywhere. These guys actually managed to pull it off. Oh, these guys are routing too. It didn't take much, did it? I kind of want to make sure that these guys stay gone, so we're actually going to chase them down with this light spearman unit. They're not bad for running down routers, but this unit, they fought bravely. They fought against trolls, goblins, orcs, everything that the enemy could throw at them. Oh, the dwarves still have a couple of healthy units of their units here, or of their iron guard and whatever. Looks like we got some routers here. Let me try and cut these guys off. I mean, these troops are now very tired and depleted, so it's not like they're going to be able to do a whole lot. These guys, on the other hand, still capable. Still capable. Oh, no. Yep. They need to die. We're going to throw everyone in at them. Just one big blob. Attack! And as they move, we're actually going to be able to see some of the carnage here. You can see some dwarf noblemen fell in battle here. Looks like that was that was Bard. A couple of Orcs generals. But it looks like the dwarves have made it through this battle. Thorin, in this alternate universe, actually survives the battle, and presumably becomes king out of the mountain. That's a big deal. Got some dead orcs, dead men, dead dwarves. Some dead trolls in there as well, I can see. These guys are just hanging out. They're probably exhausted at this point, yeah. They didn't lose too many. They only lost about 3 out of that unit. I don't know what they were doing that made them exhausted, but... Oh, it's just this last unit. 96% of the goblins have been killed. Most of them were wiped out. This is over 3 parts of the goblin warriors of the north that fell on this battlefield here. And on this one over here, just this, look at this hill. Just a hill of death. Yeah, they just got butchered as they tried to come through here. They were trying to skirt around us, and that is victory. That is victory for the Alliance. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our historical battle here. Probably going to be seeing another one in a couple weeks because I want to keep up like the level of production that we have in this video, so that does take a lot of time. Let's take a look at the results here. Wow, check that out. Who got 240? The Woodland Rangers got 242. That makes them, I think, our highest scoring. No, there's 2. Oh, the Aranor Swordsmen. How many were left in that unit? 13. It's the 6-man unit here. Some of them were saved, but they did the most damage in this battle. That's impressive. But yeah, so I want to keep doing battles this way. If you guys could let me know what you think about it, so I can kind of improve and see what worked, what didn't work, and try to incorporate all of that into my next video, that would be amazing. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.